started with music? What's your drive and your inspirations behind it? And what music and life-wise, what are your biggest inspirations to make music?
I started this little dream thanks to my best friend was working on Ableton. I didn't know Ableton yet that moment, and I was so curious, and I wanted to understand how it works, how a producer creates music, how it builds these tracks, how he finds some sounds I can understand. So I started this process.
So you're working with Ableton, right?
Yeah, from nothing to understand how Ableton works, how I can create my sounds, how kick has to sounds. So this is 1 hour. I put 1 hour of my time to understand.
1 hour to understand the whole program.
What?
1 hour to understand the whole program.
1 year. Sorry.
1 year. 1 year. Okay.
I didn't release anything, and that's why I started. And my inspiration was, of course, one of the, for me, best producer in the world, or of course on electronic and techno music, is Dusty Kid. Dusty Kid is from, of course, Sardinia, so my island. And I started listening to techno thanks to Dusty Kid. So he was and he is my inspiration sometimes, and I was so happy to understand the music thanks to him.
Okay, very good approach to learn the Ableton and to not to release. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm producing music, but I'm not releasing it until it's perfect and fits the standard. I also work with Ableton.
I made like this. So I started to understand how the DAW, how Ableton, also Logic, because I also take lessons. And I had to understand how the DAW works. And that's why after I used to release my production, and I take some brave. So I started and I hacked it like this.
Okay, so you started DJing and producing at once. Or you were first a producer and then started DJing?
I started producing and then DJing.
Okay.
Because my dream was to understand how to produce music. And then I realized that I had to understand how to put my music in disco, during parties, because was the other side of this incredible world.
Yeah. You first do the work at home and then we present it to the crowd. So
of course.
It has two metals of the producing. So your favorite DJ and producer and label. So you said it, Dusty Kid is your favorite DJ and producer, and favorite label, or do you have many?
Favorite label, probably Terminal M of Monica Cruz.
Yeah, Terminal M is very good.
Because it's always open to every kind of sound. I remember a lot of Drunken Kong EPs, Methodistov, and so many artists that have a lot of. There is a universe between their sounds. I
think they're all different, but they have some similarities also.
Yeah, of course.
That's very unique to Terminal.
Of Terminal M.
And
I appreciate because for an artist is very important not to change too much his sound, but is a label that have to understand why they want an artist. And also Dusty Kid, I really love Stefan Hinz from Second State and beautiful labels, and because he create a music between cinematic movie soundtrack and techno. If you don't know, go and listen to Monday Ghost.
I know
that. He's incredible. He's a very artist. He's not like just a producer. He's an artist.
Yeah. So do you see a difference between a producer and the artist?
Yeah, of course,
Okay,
because I don't feel an artist, but a producer. But I want to become an artist. I want to understand and create a feeling with music that is different. For me, artists like Stefan Ince, Dusty Kid, and also other have another idea of music.
Yeah, I think everyone has an own idea in his mind of music, how it needs to be.
Yeah. That's why they are probably an icons. They are an inspiration. So I want to achieve these steps and became better and better. But it's not easy. Also, the time can say it.
Yeah, but listening to all your records, there is clearly. The productions are getting better and better. I just yesterday bought your latest release on Beatport, Flamingo, all right?
Flamingos, yeah.
Very
Flamingos.
Good, very good. Yeah. Why techno? Is it because of Dusty Kid, or is it of the scene, of how the feeling is, or why exactly you making techno and not, for example, other genres?
For just a reason, because when I listened to techno the first time, thanks to my best friend, of course, and I listened to Dusty Kid, I realized that was a music that I always feel inside and that I never heard. And I realized that was the sound make me happy.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Of course, I listen to every kind of music: trap, hip hop, pop, country too. So I'm I have an open mind. Okay, but techno is something that make me feel better, make me feel different. So it's
there's a special energy in a techno that other styles doesn't have.
Yeah,
this sort of community
sound that
and
is
energy.
Liquid sound, space sound, something that could be could fit with the space, alien, underground. So it's lots of feelings that.
Yeah. Did you hear the release of Timo, Meteorite, and Space Time? That's exactly what you said. It's this,
Matter, space time. So something that is bigger than me, but I feel inside.
And that track catches perfectly what you just described.
Yeah, so that's why techno. But when I have free time, I try sometime to create something something different, like deep. But they are only my production. I take I live in my laptop, and also pop music, something slow, like just piano, because I like to test, I like to try everything. But techno is something that make me feel better, make me feel happy.
And so, is there a plan to release also deep house, or is it just for you?
I don't know. I tried before. And I released something. I released with my friend from my own city. We called Green Onions, and we create something from between new disco and I don't know, groovy. And one of the first released was played by Clapton, and we were very happy. So
it's quite an achievement.
We unfortunately stopped, but I know we can try again. Yeah. But I try anyway. I try to make something different, and it was good because it was satisfying, and big producer played. And that's why, but techno for first, of course, because it's a different feeling.
Okay, and what is so special about the Italian techno scene?
Compared to Berlin and London, because I think I have to talk about more problems than something special about techno scene in Italy. Italy is a beautiful country, full of opportunities, of course, But about music, about the open mind, I don't think we have the first place. In Germany, in England, also in Spain, also in um, some states that have more things in common with Italy, they are one step more, one step higher.
Okay.
The parties are planned because they want to live the parties. It's not just something that is not appearance, okay? And the music is the first thing. And you can, and I understood this when I went to London and when I went to Berlin. And in Italy, it's so difficult because we have too many influences, and from trap, from reggaeton, Italy is full of reggaeton fan. That is also music. That is good music, of course, but we don't have too many streets. So the scene is, I think, a little bit closed,
okay.
A little bit poor, because you can find a good scene also only in big cities. If you came in my city, in cities smaller, you can find something so good, something so big. There's not the feeling, there's not the culture.
Okay.
This is not. There isn't in Italy. We don't have the culture, so we have to grow, of course.
Okay.
And the time can hollow, but we are too poor. So if you go to Turin, you can find Kappa Future Festival. It's beautiful. If you go to Milan, we have very good clubs, very good parties. Florence too, Rome too, Napoli of course. But we are not open minded. So we are not in the first place.
But you see, there is room of development in the Italian scene. So you think it's just at the beginning, and it's growing more and more, and also becomes more open to new artists and new styles.
Probably the best producer. I think about Enrico San Giuliano. I think about Sam Paganini. I think about every kind of DJ, Joseph Capriati.
Yeah,
we have everything. We have everything, but.
They're not releasing on Italian labels.
Yeah.
They're not releasing on Italian labels. They're from Italy, but they're not releasing on Italian labels.
Yeah. They are appreciated more in the other states. So we have to understand how to make this better, and how we could also earn and understand.
So, but you released on Italian label, Phobic Records, and this is the label of Sasha Carrassi. How was it to release there, and how was it to work with Sasha Carrassi, who is always a big name in the techno scene?
Sasha Carrassi is a big name, of course. He released on beautiful, biggest probably label drum called Oddball everywhere, really everywhere. And he's a very good person. He usually to take care of his label by himself. So
so he manages the label himself.
Yeah, so you can talk with him. He usually to answer by email. Also, if he is full of work, so he's a open mind person. And label is, of course, probably for me one of the best in Italy.
It's the best currently, together with Autochtone Records labels in Italy right now.
What the first? What did you say?
Autochtone Records of T78. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, of course. So Phobic is a very good label. For me, it was a very good step because I released the first time on various artists, and then I had the opportunity to release my Prison RP, and I choose Phobic because I love the sound. You can listen to Phobic and understand that Phobic has a probably unique sound from the techno scene in Italy and also in Europe, I think. That's why I put myself into music, and I say to myself, you have to grow, you have to make better and better, and then you probably can release on Phobic. And that was my little dream, in my music dream. And Sasha Karasi, that is a very good person, because I had no name before Phobic, and he gave me this opportunity because he liked the tracks, and I was so happy. So for me, was a very good opportunity, and I know I want to release more music on Phobic, of course.
Mm-hmm. Your first track on Phobic was Anytime on the various.
Was Anytime,
yeah, I know
by Scober, and also by other good artists, and many artists and many people already tell me that is a beautiful music, already listen to Anytime. So I'm so happy about my releases on Phobic. Cool. That's why. So Phobic is a very good step.
Yeah, how long did you produce Prisoners? How long did you produce the whole EP?
I took probably 2 months, I think.
2 months.
2 months, because were 2 months full of everything, because I'm still in university, and was a period where I had to study for hard accent.
What are you studying?
What?
What are you studying?
Law. I'm studying law.
Law.
Yeah, law.
Cool.
I'm in the last year, so it was a hard street, and I took 2 months because was 4 tracks, and I took most of the time to Prisoners, because I wasn't really satisfied about the sound.
Okay. For me,
the main sound, the main scene. And I took a lot of time changing everything, changing automations, changing the kick, because if you work too much on a track, maybe you have too many dubs, and you think is the bass, you think is the kick, you think is everything, but
I know what you mean.
I finally stopped, and after 2 months, I sent to Sasha, and he accepted all the tracks, and after a few months, he gave me the dates, the cover, and then I released it. But it's not so easy when you have to create an EP, because I'm not so good to understand when a track is over. Maybe sometime we have to stop it. We have to decide that it's over, because if we work on it, we always want to change it.
Yeah. So it's easy. Often you can make a break for a month, then open the session again, and look
then
it.
We understand maybe we are thinking a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course. The stop, we have to stop sometimes, and it is important. Really important.
Yeah, I just heard, Noah Music, you know him?
Noah, yeah.
That he worked 1.5 years on a track that he released this year, because he never was satisfied. The same like Enrico San Giuliano with Biomorph. He worked 1.5 years on it, because he never was satisfied with the final outcome.
Yeah, you're not satisfied, and you have to understand, you have to say to yourself, maybe I have to stop, or maybe I have to stop and then work on it again. So it's difficult. It's difficult for us.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I know.
Yeah, I
know. So what are the last questions? What are the future plans in music and business? And will you still stay a DJ producer and a lawyer, or will you quit one of your 2 professions?
This is a question that make me put in my heart, in my feelings, a little bit fear, because I know when I will get a job, my job, I think lawyer, I don't know, this could be a problem to take time to music and to my job. So this make me a little bit nervous and a little bit sad. But I know that I can find a way to divide my time and to maybe not to produce so much like before. Maybe not to put all the time I put in this month in this my life. But I hope that I can get it on. I can keep it on because it's for me it's beautiful. For me it's like the air, it's like the sun. So I have to make something, of course, and I hope to. My dream, of course, is being a producer about all the aspects. So I have to make producing and stop. But I know it's difficult, so uh, I leave it as a passion, as not as a work.
Okay, yeah, that's the most important thing when you want to stay also a DJ producer, because when you see it clearly as a work, I think you will lose your drive over time.
Yeah,
and
yeah, of course,
just
of course,
do it because you have to, not because you want to.
Yeah,
produce
yeah.
good
I
music.
want.
I think
want
that's
to. So
a very, very big difference.
Yeah, yeah. This is a big difference because if the work is is being too much, maybe your passion, maybe your dreams are not destroyed, but you are not too focused anymore into your dream, in what you love. That's why I have a little bit fear, but I know my passion can be destroyed. So I hope just to have enough time to work on my music, to keep it on this aspect of my life that make me alive, makes me alive, of course. And so my plans are that I would like to get better and better. Also to release my one of my favorite labels like Terminal M, also other beautiful labels. And
yeah,
then
I'm sure you will release a Terminal M. I'm sure of it.
I hope because it's not easy, but I know I can. I know I can, but I have to feel it. And I hope in the next year I have the time to live my life in peace, thanks to music and thanks to my job. So this is what I wish from you.
You also already have bookings as a DJ, right?
Yeah, few. I've not. I don't have management behind.
Okay. So you're doing everything alone right now. Okay.
What?
So you're doing everything alone right now. You have no booker.
Yeah,
you have no management
alone.
At all.
Yeah, everything alone. They booked me sometime. They wrote me if I want to play. So I went to Tirana. I went to London, north of Italy. I probably have something in Hamburg, and so in Germany. I never played in Germany, and also in Belgrade. Yeah, I think it was Belgrade. So East Europe and everything alone. But I don't know if management could be in interest in my situation, in my artist person. But I keep it on and I wait, or I just try to get better and better. Also about management aspect.
I think you will release at least 2 more EPs on Phobic, something on Terminal or other labels, and you will be often more in Beatport charts. You will have a booking every weekend, I think. It's
yeah, of course. If I have more visibility, thanks to Beatport charts, thanks to
that's everything you need right now.
Bigger label. I think it's could be a chance, of course. It's not easy, of course, because I'm not alone in techno scene, and
certainly not.
So it's of course it's not a war, because music is beautiful.
No,
but
exactly
it's
what
not
I
easy.
think. Most people think that it's a war against each
No,
other,
no,
but
of course.
I think
I'm so
you
happy.
need to work together to achieve more. I think you need to work more together with other people.
Yeah. I have to support. I know I have to support the other artists. I know I have to be happy for the other artists because I will be happy if they are happy to me, and because music has to create connection, and that's why techno music is being created. That's why you always feel something great, great vibes in techno scene, underground scene, because music is techno music have to create so beautiful feelings, not hate, not you. I don't have to be jealous for everyone, so I want just to be happy about music.
So very good thinking, and very forward thinking also. So do you plan to collaborate with other artists in future?
Yeah, I have to collaborate with other artists, and I just finished 1 month ago an artist with a track with a beautiful artist. It's called his name is Andrew Autica from SciTech.
Don't know him.
A very good artist. The track will be released on Beaton in my new EP. My new EP with 3-tracker EP, 2 collaborations, and one made by myself. And I have also a few collaborations I want to keep secret because I want to understand the end of this collaboration. So I think you will know.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. There are some things you can't say before it's released. Exactly. With
I also want to keep it safe because I want to be careful.
Yeah, very good. I understand you completely.
Yeah, I'm also waiting answer by big labels. I also talked with Pleasurecraft. That is a beautiful person, I'm trying to create my schedule for the year for 2019.
That's what I'm also doing right now. I'm already planning.
It's very important. It's very important to understand where release, when. So it's also about what you sell. There is everything behind an artist, not just music, unfortunately and fortunately. So this is my plans for now, and I'm waiting to understand more.
So okay, if I want to collaborate with you, I can just write you an email, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you
I will.
You can collaborate with everyone. It depends on you. It depends on situation. I unfortunately refused a few collaboration because of the time. Because I didn't have time. I don't have time yet, and this make me sad. But on the other side, I know I can collaborate if I.
Yeah, but so you didn't
cancel. If I don't put myself, of course. So. If you want to make a collaboration, we can start. I can make collaboration with everyone. So I'm open. I always answer to everyone that texts me. I'm very open. I'm a simple person.
Yeah, that's a very good attitude. That's a very good attitude.
And I have to say thank you for this because thanks to my teacher, there's Mr. Beats. I don't know if you know it. Beautiful artist from Terminal M, SciTech, Sense of Sound, Octopus, Suara. They everywhere.
Yeah. I know the labels, but not. I don't have a track in mind right now of him.
Yeah, but they are a beautiful person. They live in my city, near my.
In which city you live in Sicily?
Cagliari, south of Sardinia.
Sardinia. Sorry. Yeah, I only know Olbia. It's the only city I know.
The capital of Sardinia, and. I have to say thank you to them because they are a beautiful person and they always think about music like is life. They are not jealous. They teach me how to be a good person in the music world. That is not easy because behind the music world there are a lot of
assholes,
sides, lot of aspects that can change you.
Yeah.
And can create problems.
Yeah, and there are often wrong people that say things to you, but they're not thinking about your good, only about their own. And yeah, I know exactly what you mean. There are not always good people around in techno.
Yeah, so I have to say thank you, because it's not common to know people like this, and they teach me everything from music to the feelings, to understand the situation. So it's they are my really teachers in life and in music, in everything.
So that's very important to have mentors and teachers.
I'm very lucky. I know I'm very lucky, and it's not for everyone. Unfortunately, it's not for everyone. And this is my story behind.
Okay, thank you very much for the interview. Do you have some questions?
What?
Do you have some questions?
Questions for you, maybe. Question by me for you?
Yeah, well, overall questions to Night Ride Sessions, to me, or to TK, or are you perfectly satisfied?
I want to ask you what you think about techno now. Is for you, your opinion is for you, is techno is being commercial, or is being something different between the reason is being created? I don't know if I'm clear.
I think, of course, it's getting more commercial. About in the last 2 years, you can see the stages are getting bigger and bigger. Drumcode had an own stage on Tomorrowland this year, but what I also see is that the sound is evolving, but it's not completely changing. If you, for example, look at the EDM scene, it's not evolving anymore. When you hear some tracks from 2013 and tracks from today, it sounds exactly the same. So there is no evolution in style. And what I see in techno is the sound is still evolving and getting more attention to other people, but it still is at the core what it was 10 years ago. So we need to wait, I think, 2 or 3 years to see if it's getting more and more commercial and losing the roots of techno, or it's still the same techno that we know, just evolving. So
we have to.
It's an interesting time right now.
Be patient, and also just the time can say it. Just the time. But my fear is techno could achieve a wrong step from which he can be so so particular, because electronic music and techno is a part, of course, of electronic music. Is the power of it is that it can take and create music from everything.
Yeah.
And
you can sample everything, do it into Ableton or Pro Tools, just remake it a bit, and you can make a whole track. For example, there are many artists that do that actually. They're recording things from the environment, experimenting a bit on a Ableton thing, and they make a track of it from particularly nothing.
Is the power. This is the power. But my fear is this could change and could achieve a step that can destroy this power, this particular aspect of the.
I think it will be at the end. It will be all about money.
Of course.
If there will be some people that will.
Money, when techno started, was uncommon music, and was just about feeling about, because people want to make themselves free, because they want to speak with music and not with words, because they were poor, because they were they had fear, so because of many aspects. Now techno is being bigger and bigger and bigger. If we look at 2010, I don't think techno was so big.
You just need to look at the amount of releases right now. When you look at, for example, look at 2014, only drum code releases were not so many. You look at 2017, 2018, there were much more releases.
Of course, that's why my fear, because when we talk about money behind music, we have to pay attention.
Yeah, I think if people start to become greedy for money, that will destroy the scene. That's exactly what happened to EDM, because artists canceled their gig because they had a few thousands, not what they wanted. And I think when people start to become greedy, like in EDM, it will destroy the scene. But if they stay humble and do it from the same reason, because what they started to make techno, then it will become still pure.
This was the fortune of techno scene, because the end of the EDM allowed to techno scene to get up, and we have to understand how to. We have to stop and maybe understand why EDM is over.
Yeah,
is over.
I said it already. 2012 that EDM is over. I said it 2012. EDM is over. No one believes me. No one believes me. And look right now.
And we have to understand how to not make any more wrong step like EDM did. Like EDM did. So this is for me an important question, important aspect. I usually talk with my teachers, with my friends, and it's not, of course, easy, because money change your life, change your mind, change your way of seeing the world and seeing and feel the music.
Exactly. That's what I say. You need to stay humble and true to yourself.
If we look at VC, that is a stranger from techno music, techno scene, we can understand how the money, how the jigs, how all the world can destroy your vision of music. So we have to be a little bit
stay humble,
pure,
stay humble, true to yourself. Know where you are. Stay humble, stay true to yourself, and always know where you come from. Yeah. Don't forget your roots. That's what I always say. Don't forget your roots.
We don't have to forget why music is so important.
Don't forget why you started.
Music is music, and what is behind and what is near the music is something more, but just something more, not everything. So this is I think we have to know, we have to understand, we have to think about it.
Thank you very much. Mille grazie.
Grazie, Lucas. Thanks to you. I'm very happy about this, and I
also happy for you that you make this journey, that you decided to start, that you have the good releases. Keep on going with your music.
Thank you. Yeah, I had many doubts in my little career, and sometimes I had the fear to stop, and this for me is very important, because when someone told me and tell me keep it up, keep going, and make beautiful music, I'm happy. I remember why I started. So thank you a lot for you.
Very, very good. Also thank you, and have a nice Sunday.
Thank you. Bye. I hope the weather is better. Bye bye.